Hey everybody, and welcome to I Got This with Lex and MGP. I am Lex and I've been a personal trainer over the last 5 years. Martha has been my client for 3 years, and over that time she has lost over 50 pounds and changed her entire perspective on life. Join us each week as we dive into health, mindset, and everything in between. Hello and welcome back everybody. Today we are talking about cardio, which is cardio versus strength. I'm so excited about this topic because obviously I'm a trainer and I'm very biased, of course, but
can we just not talk about cardio?
We love cardio. It's good for us. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about is reminding you that these topics depend on your fitness goals and your body type as well, okay? So both of these things are very important, and everybody's body is different, and what you respond to is different. But we're going to talk in terms of the average person who just wants to be healthy and change their body for the better, right?
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds good.
So I want to talk to you first, number one. Let's talk, Martha, previous to training. Mm-hmm. What did you do whenever you went in the gym?
Cardio.
Perfect.
For probably 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
20 years of cardio?
Yep. Did
you see any sort of result during that time?
Nope.
Wow.
Every Monday, this is going to be it.
Wow. So basically, during that time, you saw very little to no results. And that cardio, where did it take place? What types of equipment did you use?
So you go in the gym and you have like the row of elliptical machines or the treadmill or the stair climber to nowhere.
The stair climber to nowhere.
It wasn't a stairway to heaven, that's for sure.
It's funny. And you would like put the towel on the time. Like your sweat towel, you would like put over the time so that you didn't know how long you were on there for. And you'd like be like, okay, I'm going to be on here for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I even worked myself up to 45 because I thought maybe that would be the magic.
This extra 15 minutes will do it.
It's the game changer.
It is. That's the one. Nope. And like then you'd segment it in your brain and be like, okay, 40 minutes. So that's 4 segments of 10. Mm-hmm. If I do like each time, I can look at the clock and say, oh my gosh, now I'm 1/4 of the way down and then half.
Oh, you have to play those games.
How horrible.
It is horrible. And you would think you'd cover up the time and you'd be like, oh, clearly 17 minutes have passed. 87 seconds.
And that's steady state cardio, baby. And then also, like now people put on like YouTube mm-hmm. and you can like watch a video, which is super awesome. But like before that, I remember I was like, I hope I don't get a treadmill that faces the wall because otherwise like I'm just standing there like staring at nothing, super bored.
Yeah.
And I can't even people watch.
I mean, the best was when they actually put TVs in the gym. I mean, you couldn't hook up your headphones or anything, so you'd have to like try to read the closed captions.
Oh my God. You're like, what are they saying?
And
Let's see if I can lip read for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yep.
It was just painful, like torture.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that does not mean that cardio or steady state cardio is bad for you. No, it is essential. We have to think about our fitness goals. Now, there are people who want to run, that want to be good at running, that want
Who are these people?
I know. But actually, I want to bring this up. Mm-hmm. You and I do not really run. Like, I'll run like every now and then just to remind myself that I can do it.
Oh, I do. I have 1 5K a year. You know that. Boom. You did it with me.
And I am really impressed by us because mm-hmm. we both did it with like out training. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying we trained cardiovascularly without running, mm-hmm. which was cool. So there are ways to cardiovascularly train and still do the dang thing to show yourself that you can do that dang thing.
Yeah. So if I'm being chased by a murderer, I can run. I now know that.
Can prove that I can run.
At least for a 5K.
And after that point,
I don't know.
We're done. I actually had a topic at one point too, more recently. I was like, how much would you have to pay me to train for a half marathon or a marathon? And I was trying to find the magic number. I think it would be up there in like the $10,000 range.
Yeah, how long would it take to run a marathon?
Oh, that's
Like all day.
all day. We clearly know nothing about running.
Well, no, like the top ones I know do it in a couple hours, but I mean, someone like me, it would take like 10 hours.
10 hours, you think? Let's see.
Well, maybe
Average
8.
marathon pace is based on the above overall average marathon finishing time is 4 hours and 21 minutes.
Those are runners. I'm talking me. So double it. 8 hours.
And their average marathon pace is 9 minutes and 57. And this is almost 10 minutes per mile.
Okay. Well, that's what I ran in our 5K. I ran 10-minute miles.
Yeah, and that's 3 miles.
It was 3.
Yeah.
Not 26.
So that's shocking. Okay, so let's get back on topic.
We digress.
We digress. All right, anyways, moving forward. Cardio versus strength. So, again, your goals are very important. So if you want to be able to run a long time, you're going to practice steady state cardio. If you want to focus on strength, literally just strength, no physical attributes, you're going to power lift. You're going to focus on low reps, very high weight, but that is not the average individual. Most women that come and sit down with me, they say this word. They say they want to be toned. Martha, what does toned mean to you?
So if you picture someone in your mind that's very fit, I think that would be toned.
Yeah. Just like average fit. Now that's so
I'm not talking bodybuilder ripped. I'm just talking some muscle definition, not a lot of extra body fat.
boom. So what I found online, which is exactly how I would like describe it when I think about it, is this is a person who wants a low enough body fat percentage so that they can see the shape and definition of their muscles. So you also have to have enough skeletal muscle mass for you to, like, you have to have muscles
To show them.
to show them, right? So this is going to take a combination of strength and cardio. Okay, so next I want to talk about the benefits of both. Now, we know the benefits of cardio. It's cardiovascular health. It's going to help your heart stay strong, healthy, keep your blood pumping to every part of your body. You're going to be able to breathe better. You're going to get that happy endorphin high. Now, what are the benefits of strength training?
So for me, obviously, just getting stronger.
Right.
The obvious.
Yes.
Correct. For me, that's when I actually saw results, though.
Yes, exactly.
And so that's huge.
The thing is, most people don't realize that 90% of my clients are strength training. Actually, every single one of my clients are going to be strength training, because what happens is your muscle metabolizes fat, right? So your muscle, when you have more muscle sitting on your body, your metabolism increases over every hour. Even when you're sleeping, your metabolism increases, right? Whereas when you're just doing cardio, you will get more of a calorie burn within that hour, but it doesn't keep your metabolism continuously running right after you're done training. So most of my clients do strength train. And most of them do see better results when they strength train. And when I mean strength train, what does that sound like? What does strength train mean to you, Martha?
Pick up the weights.
Pick up the weights, baby. So it means you're like pushing yourself. And you're pushing yourself hard.
Yeah, and they're not little weights.
No.
No, we're not lifting those little pink dumbbells.
Yes.
that
But
you see.
where did we have to start to get there?
We actually started with body weight.
Yeah.
And then empty, and then we moved to like an empty barbell.
Right.
And now we're, stack those plates, baby.
Yeah. We got far real quick, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool. So basically that means like strength training is pushing to your muscles, not until failure every single time, but where it's like pretty dang difficult to do. Like you're pushing something up overhead, like an overhead press, and you're like, whoo, I don't know if I can make it one more rep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you were always like, you're fine, put it up.
Just put it up. And 90% of the time, can you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't realize how strong you actually are.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize how strong they actually are.
Sometimes it's mind over matter. To get it up.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes.
Muscle failure is a very real thing.
Yeah.
But it's usually 10 steps farther than where you're actually at.
Yeah. Most of the time, you're like, you're fine, put it up, lift.
Exactly. And now, there are people that want to look differently, but one of the biggest fears that women have is
Getting bulky.
bulky. Oh, but I don't want to get bulky.
I've had friends say to me, because they know I've been strength training.
Right.
And they know that I lift heavy.
Yeah.
Or even other women at the gym.
Yeah.
Whether I know them or not, will say, well, that was really cool that you can, lift that kind of weight, but aren't you afraid about getting bulky?
And
no. Well, one, Lex isn't going to let me get bulky.
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because how much...
not a good look on me.
And, I would have to be taking testosterone or, roids or something.
Yes.
Yes. And
we already got our little chin hairs.
Yeah, I don't want to have to start shaving my face. Or my voice dropping any deeper than it is.
Exactly.
So.
You're going to have to really put some extra testosterone in your body to get like really bulky. Like women just don't have that hormone, like enough of it to get that muscular and that strong.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of like how far you can push your body, but also we have to be aware of form. So the first thing that I want to say is talking about how do you start with strength training, and that's form. So, I
had no clue how to do anything
right
when I came in. I could have probably figured out maybe a pin machine, but as far as free weights, nope.
No.
Maybe a bicep curl, maybe.
Right, because you see it. Now, the resources are unlimited right now. Like right now you have YouTube, you have Instagram, and you have coaches. The amount of classes that there are out there that are very popular, there's so many like 45-minute classes that you can go to with an limited amount of coaches. Now, sometimes it's not a personal trainer. You're not going to get the exact same result. But if you feel like you're not doing something right, normally you can ask and be like, hey, how do I feel this where I'm supposed to feel this? How long did you do a squat feeling it in the wrong parts of your body?
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
How long, did it take you to teach me how to activate my glutes, for example?
Exactly. Most people don't feel squats in their booty.
Which is where we're supposed to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but, and it took me a year, long time to get to that point as well. But you need to start with learning the basics. And the basics means, again, form. So I'm talking functional moves such as squats, such as reverse lunges, such as a crunch that you actually feel in your core, such as a plank with very good form, a push-up where you feel your chest working, where your head isn't bobbing in, a row. What is it? But these words sound crazy, I know, to most people. Once you start to learn form, you're in a good spot. And then you start to progressively overload. And what does progressive overload mean to you?
It means, well, you'll always ask me on a scale of 1 to 10, and we often banter about that. But anyway, what does that mean? But can you, meaning, was it easy?
Yes.
Was it hard? Could you do 2 more reps? Could you do 5 more reps? Could
Yes.
you do 0 more reps, for example?
Yes.
So it's, sometimes I'll be doing something and I'll say, this is kind of easy. And then you roll your eyes at me and you're like, is it really? And I'm like, it is. And then we put more weight on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then other times you're like, just wait, let's give it a few reps.
And I'm
see.
like, I know this is going to get harder. So we'll see where you're at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's become, we know how to read each other, but that is definitely what it means to me.
It's challenging yourself. And most people don't realize how strong they actually are because they don't realize that you can't, sometimes I just put the weight in your hand and you do it and you're like, I can't do that. But then you prove that you can because I'm standing there watching you, telling you to. Now, not everybody has that, obviously.
Right.
But
it's a trust. I mean, there's a trust there.
Yes,
for sure.
exactly. And you got to try it. And you obviously do not want to get hurt. That's the biggest thing. You do not want to get hurt.
Well, and that's part about having a coach as well. There was a while where I was a little bit afraid of putting extra weight or have more weight on a back squat.
Right.
And I know not everyone understands what a back squat is, but it's kind of a tricky move.
Oh, absolutely.
And, we're putting on some heavy plates. And I was really afraid that it was going to get too heavy and I was going to fall and get caught under the bar.
Which is a very scary thing. I mean, the
Even
gym
with
is
the
a very
safeties.
dangerous place. I mean, think it's heavy weights, heavy barbells. I get hurt just walking around. The amount of I swear, I've had 2 probably undiagnosed concussions because I just walked into a barbell.
Well, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So besides the point,
we might be 2 of the klutziest people at the gym, but anyway.
But it is a very dangerous place.
Yeah, and you had to teach me how to fail at that move.
Yeah, you have to learn how to do things improperly
so I could succeed. So you had to teach me how to basically drop the weight properly.
Exactly.
If it was too heavy, or if I was slipping, how to bail.
Exactly.
You had to, I guess that's a better word. You had to teach me how to bail out of the lift.
Yeah, bail out of it so you didn't get hurt, to avoid injury.
And one time I'm like, okay, I'll do that then. And you're like, no, you're going to do it right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that day. But you're
I
like,
do.
You're like, bail out of the lift. And I'm like, but I'm fine. It's not, you're like, but bail so it's a weight that you can bail
so
out.
you know how to do it.
And
Yeah.
we did it a bunch of times.
I said, now bail again. Now bail
bail
out.
again. And I'm like, I'm fine. You're like, bail again.
And that's what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually like each other, even though we're yelling at each other most of the time at the gym.
It's fun yelling.
Yes,
all.
it is fun.
It's fun.
But now I have the confidence that when we're doing, like the other day, 185 or 200 on a back squat,
Yeah.
if it gets to a point where I can't do it, I can bail
Exactly.
and not hurt myself.
Exactly. And you have to learn those things. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that there are coaches walking around at every single gym. You go to certain gyms, there are no trainers around, and you're like, I don't know how to do this. And it's gaining that confidence and gaining that guidance in certain programs or whatever you can find to learn how to do these things. And I know it's not easy. Feel free to reach out. I can help you. Just, DM me if you guys have any questions. But, okay, so the next thing that I do want to talk about is what to expect. Okay. So when you first start working out, let's say you want to lose weight.
I mean, that was the reason I wanted to start working out or training.
Right?
Yeah.
So you had to start just by moving consistently. Do you think you lost just by moving consistently?
Well, yeah, that was probably a change to my whole routine.
Boom, exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of my clients, when I start them with actually just like strength training and the movement pattern, they don't see results as quickly at first because their body just needs to get that form down, right? And then I had a client recently say to me, she goes, you know what's shocking? I thought after years of strength training, like my body would, again, start to get, bulky. But what happened was I started to, every 6 months, I realized I'm looking better and just better and just better because she's strength training consistently. And it takes years and years and years for you to get to that point where you look like, dang, she clearly works out consistently. And so at first, when you strength train, you think you're going to gain all this muscle. That's just not going to happen. You're going to feel your bicep and you're going to be like, ooh, oh, what's that? That's a little muscle.
Yeah.
You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, oh, I'm starting to see something that I've never seen before. But you're not going to see insane changes quickly.
No, there was definitely some rapid fat loss in the beginning.
Yeah.
But the muscle growth has taken time.
Exactly. Sure. The muscle growth takes time.
But it's coming.
It is. It is. And you start to see that like lift in your booty and that bump on the hamstring. And you don't realize like you have these muscles because you put so much work into them, which is really cool. Now, the benefits of strength training, it's not just
physical. There's mental to it as well.
Heck yeah.
For sure.
Let's talk about that.
So there's nothing better, at least for me, than being able to, throw up some heavy weight and just thinking, wow, that's a lot of weight. I am strong.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, yes, is there some ego tied to that? For sure.
Yeah. You're like,
I'm not even ashamed to say that.
But when you make your body physically feel a way, then you're going to mentally feel that way. If your body feels strong, your mind is going to feel strong.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I mean, you do. You feel like, wow, look what I can do.
Exactly.
It's empowering.
Again, gaining confidence. I feel like every time we talk about a topic, it ties back to like a different episode of ours because everything is connected to everything.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool. So that's something that we have to remember. Along with cardio, you're going to get that happy endorphin high. Everybody thinks about that runner's high.
Yeah, no, it's a lifting high.
For you, yeah. I get a combo of both. I do. When I do after a run, if I'm like, I just got to move my legs, I got to go running. Like, I'll feel that like, whoo, that happy feeling. It is like my high. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions about these two topics?
So thinking about cardio, I know lately, if you follow any kind of fitness sites or whatever, it's all about hit. Hit is it. You got to do it. You got to do the hit.
Hit is it.
Hit is it. Got to do the hit.
Yep.
Versus, what we think of as that steady state, get on the elliptical for 45 minutes and start crying. So
Yeah, start crying.
Well, no, but I'm going to ask you your professional opinion.
Yep.
Is HIIT where it's at? I know you teach some HIIT classes, so.
I do. So I teach a class called Tabata. Now
Been in that class.
it's a great class. My favorite, actually. Now, there are benefits to both steady state cardio and high intensity interval training. So HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. So that means you're working for a very short amount of time, whether about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, anything along those lines, as hard as you can. Your heart rate should be about 80 to 90% of its maximum rate. So like you are pushing, and then you rest for a very short interval, and then you get right back to it. So a format of that could be, there's a format called Tabata, right? That means 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and you do that supposedly 8 times.
Longest 20 seconds of your life.
Yes. But you can do anything for 20 seconds. But you could mix up the format. You could do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds of rest. It could be really fast squats. It could be jump squats. It could be mountain climbers. It could be just something that really pushes your heart rate very hard. And now there's steady state cardio, where you're doing something that you're going steady heart rate, 50 to 60% of your maximum heart rate. So your heart rate stays lower, right? You're doing that for 40, 45 minutes. There are benefits to both. It is said that HIIT is more efficient. You can do the exact same amount of work in a shorter amount of time, right? I agree. You shouldn't be able to do HIIT for an hour. If you're doing HIIT for an hour, you're not doing HIIT.
Doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually when I do HIIT, after the 20 seconds, there's no conversation being had.
Exactly. You're like, you're breathing heavy, you're dying. Yeah. Whereas like sometimes people do steady state cardio and they're able to have a conversation. Now, both are ways to build a strong, healthy heart. It's just the form that you want to go about it. Now, I do like HIIT because it also works fast twitch muscle fibers, which are like your power muscle fibers, like sprinters used to bolt off the block, right? So there are benefits to both. You could even do a combination, 10 minutes of HIIT and 15 minutes of cardio, steady state cardio. It's a combination of what you want to do, but you have to do a combination of strength and cardio to get where you want to go to see any sort of tone result. It starts slow and then you slowly build it up, add that progressive overload.
No, I mean, the HIIT is fun. Ish.
You can make it fun.
You can make it fun. No,
yeah.
Usually you make it fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely will be in a puddle of sweat when we do HIIT, whereas I might not even get sweaty.
Sometimes I'll...
Sustained.
Oh, really? You won't?
Depending on what I'm doing.
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing.
And what I'm doing.
I mean, Stairmaster is guaranteed to get you
To me,
dripping.
a Stairmaster is like HIIT, but usually I'm kind of going up and down on intervals. But yeah, if I'm just like walking on a treadmill or on an elliptical, not as much,
Yeah, but that's your baseline.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, what are we learning? Oh, I do want to talk about different age groups and what I would recommend for them real quick. So, let's talk about results based on where you're at in life. And again, this is generalizing. Again, everybody's body is different. You might be a woman that generally tends to gain muscle very quickly, and it may look different to you than you want it to look. So again, I'm not recommending and saying that this is absolutely absolute. But for every single woman, I'm going to recommend strength training because you're going to get the look that you want.
Well, it's not even about look either.
No. There
is about strength, and for me, as I'm getting older, I want to make sure that I'm strong enough as I age to be able to do the things I want to as I'm going into the second half of my life. Plus, also bone strength, osteoporosis. How many women get frail as they get older?
Yes, I think about this all the time with all of my clients, not just men or women, of course. I think, okay, let's talk about. How many of you sit down on a really low couch and then you get low and then you just like fall back or like the toilet or whatever, right? Now think about doing that when you're 80 or 90 years old, right? If you can't have the mobility and strength to sit all the way down, you're just going to fall. And that depth and that ability to get low and push yourself back up is going to get harder and harder and harder. So we have to learn to these moves so that when you need the muscle to get yourself up, if you've fallen and you can't get back up.
Not to be a commercial, but yeah.
That you got to be able to get back up. It's those things. People start to go downhill after they fall, after they can't take care of themselves, after they can't go up and down the stairs in their own house.
How many people fall, break a hip, and then they die?
Exactly.
Shortly thereafter because of that.
They can't they can't recover. So that's why those things are so important at any stage of your life. And the sooner you start, the better.
And the strength training will help with bone mass and osteoporosis prevention and all that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are studies that strength training makes you look younger. I don't know. I got to look more at the logistics of that, but that's my favorite. Yeah. I'm like,
no, I mean, if you feel younger. I mean, I've got friends that are the same age as me, and they're just aches and pains all the time.
Right.
And I mean, yes, I get sore after I work out, but I don't have all the
aches and pains
and the joint issues and everything else going on. So it's definitely some sort of fountain of youth.
Yes. Yeah. I like that. Some sort of fountain of youth. It is the fountain of youth. Yes. Now, of course, if you're younger, if you're in your 20s to 30s, you are absolutely going to see results quicker. And I hate that this is the case, but it's the truest case. As time goes on and post having babies, if you do, results are going to slow down. But I cannot stress enough how much strength training is going to help you get the results that you truly want to see.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. No. All right. Any questions? If you guys have them, we would love to hear them. Recapping, strength versus cardio, benefits to both.
Got to do them both.
Got to do them both.
I got this.
I got this. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed what you heard, please go to wherever you listen to podcasts and give us a 5-star rating. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at I Got This Pod. See you next week. And remember, I got this.